Okay, so today we are going to start our first lesson in network and security, which is IP addressing. See, we have some more, we have some other lessons in this Cisco networking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you have some basic knowledge, like what is network, you already know what is network, right?
Yes, right. I
Okay,
know.
you already know types of networks,
Yeah.
and then you know that okay, what is the need of network? We need network for sharing the resources, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we need network where we can share the resources, where we can communicate from one location to another location. We can share some data, share some files, share videos, like that, right? And we
Yeah.
need network for centralized management of our company network, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after that, whenever you need to know about communication, so we need two things. Okay, one, we need networking devices. Okay, and then we need
Mm-hmm.
some like cables and IP address, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
networking devices, like we have router, we have switches, we have firewall, we have a hub, and you already
Mm-hmm.
know what is router, what is firewall, what is. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
introduction. Okay, configuration will work on those configuration, but I'm just talking about the introduction, that okay, do you know switch, do you know router? Okay,
Yes.
now once you have the networking devices, once you have cable, so we have two type of cable, right? Nowadays
Mm-hmm.
we are using, one is twisted pair cable, right?
Yes.
And
Short
fiber
cable.
cable, right?
Okay.
Okay, so if we are talking about network inside company, so inside organization we use fiber, inside organization we use twisted pair cable, those ethernet cable.
Mm-hmm.
And outside organization, like ISP, use fiber cable to bring the internet to your home, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So once you have devices, once you have cable ready, okay, and once the devices are connected, okay,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
okay, then you need what? IP address, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, then you need IP address. And so before, see, if you are talking about network and networking, so IP address plays a very important role, because if you will put wrong IP address, no communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Yes.
place wrong cable, no communication.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, you will say okay, no problem, if I'm using wireless, so there is no wire. Okay, so it, at least you have to know very well IP addressing. So we have two type of IP address, IPv4 and
V6.
IPv6. First we will work on IPv4, and then we will work on
Mm-hmm.
IPv6 also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's
Okay.
start the first module, what is IP address. Okay, so these are the things what we will be covering today, in today's lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
first of all, if someone is asking, okay, what is IP address? So it's very simple. See, IP address is what? It's a unique identification number. IP address is known as Internet Protocol address, right? It is the address of some Internet protocol, right? Okay, and then it is a unique identification number. Okay, unique
Mm-hmm.
identification number which is associated with with a specific host. Okay, host or computer network. So whenever you are adding
Mm-hmm.
some devices in your network, you need to have IP address here on this device, then this device will communicate, and those IP address will be unique. You cannot assign same IP address on computers in your network, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's why it is say the unique IP address. Now when connected, okay, when connected to the network, the IP address allow computers to send and receive the information, or send and receive the data. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you do not have IP address, how you can communicate? No communication.
Mm-hmm. No communication.
Yes. Okay, now so this is little bit advanced. Like if IP address is a logical address given to each and every devices in the network, this is okay. But I hope you know that IP address works on layer
3.
3 of OSI reference model.
Altogether.
Okay, IP address, when you say IP address or you say internet protocol address, okay, is the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. Now, why we are talking always unique identification, because see, like car license, your car plate, number plate, your
Yeah,
passport
yeah,
number,
yeah.
your ID number,
Mm-hmm.
all is unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same here
Mm-hmm.
also, your IP address can always, you have to put unique IP address in your network. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you have this IP address, then you can communicate. Now question will
Mm-hmm.
come, so IP address is what is that? IP address is, it is the address, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we have three type of address in our computer. Okay, when we talk about
Mm-hmm.
computer address, so we have three type of computer address in our system. Okay, one is known as
Mm-hmm.
computer name, you know that. Okay, no
One
problem.
is?
Computer name. See, this is my command prompt of my system, right? Okay, let me
Yeah, yeah,
increase
yeah.
some
Mm-hmm.
font. 36 will be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if I'm typing here host name, see, this is my computer name, right? So
Mm-hmm.
can I use
Yeah.
this computer name for communication? No.
No.
Okay, we need IP address for communication. Second thing, we have something like which is known as get MAC. You know this MAC address of your system? Okay, MAC address
Yeah,
of your
yeah.
LAN card. Okay,
Yeah, my
so
address here.
yes, so when you will type here one command get MAC, you will get the MAC address of your interface. So here, why my system is taking long time? Because I think in my system I have around 15 to 20 Ethernet LAN card. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes, two is uh, one is physical Ethernet, one is Wi-Fi, and I think I have 13 logical VM LAN card. That's why it was taking time. Now see, I have the devices here, and each and every devices have MAC address. Okay, so you can see here, this is
Mm-hmm.
your computer name, this is your computer physical address. Okay, and
Yeah.
third one is known as IP config, which is known as your IP address of your system. Okay, so this is the IP address of my system. So
Mm-hmm.
here I am getting multiple IP address. Why? Because I have multiple LAN card. Let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
ncpa.cpl.
Mm-hmm.
See how many LAN card I have. Okay.
Why do you have it a lot like this?
Just because I am using VM virtual machine.
Okay, okay. You have virtual machine there.
Yes, yes. So for
Mm-hmm.
each and every virtual machine, I have separate VM.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so here when we are talking something, that we have three type of computer address: computer name, okay, physical address, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have logical address. So and so which one is more important? See, each and everything is important. See, whenever you will configure, whenever you will install any operating system, okay, and if you are not putting host name, automatically system will generate some random host name to that computer. And
Mm-hmm.
physical address, whenever you will install any LAN card, physical address will be there with the LAN card,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
logical address, so
okay.
the IP address is known as logical address.
Yes.
Yes, physical address is MAC address, host name is known as computer name. Okay, there is one more command to get the MAC address. So if you will type like this slash all like this, so you will get the MAC address here. MAC address and like physical address and logical address together.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll delete something. See, this is my logical address. Okay, and this is the physical address. Where is the physical address? this physical address. Okay.
Yeah, physical.
So if you someone will ask that yes, there are three addresses and all addresses are unique. It's not unique. All addresses are important. Computer name is not unique. Maybe my name is PC1. Your name is also, it can be PC1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Host name can be same. Is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now if we are talking that physical address cannot be same, because when you will buy some MAC address, sorry, LAN card. Okay, so physical
Mm-hmm.
address is associated with those LAN card, same like your mobile EMI number, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And logical
Mm-hmm.
address is changeable. Okay, you can change, but physical address you cannot change. It is default.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And logical address will be given by ISP. ISP will give you
Mm-hmm.
those IP addresses, okay, on your edge
They,
router. But inside your LAN, you can decide whatever you want.
okay. I have one question.
Yes,
The ISP, whenever they give the IP address, they are using DHCP
yes, yes,
from their center.
yes. See, we have two type of IP address from ISP. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one is just an IP address, and one is a lease line connection. So company buy lease line connection. So for them, it
Okay.
is a static IP address. But you need, when you need only internet, so at that time ISP will give you dynamic IP address.
Okay.
And
Okay.
even that, those dynamic IP address you do not have to assign. Automatically those IP addresses will be there in the box, because they
Mm-hmm.
give you box, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. But when you talk about corporate connection, okay, when you are working in the organization, so at that time
Mm-hmm.
ISP will just give you cable, and you bring that cable and connect to your firewall and your router and do whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now, see, when we talk about IP address, so we have to assign IP address to our system, right? So when we come
Mm-hmm.
to assign IP address in our system, let me show you. Suppose we want to assign some IP address here. So we'll right click on the LAN card, and then we'll go to properties, and then we'll go here. See here, Internet Protocol version TCP slash IP. Can you see here?
Mm-hmm.
TCP slash IP
Mm-hmm.
means your internet protocol is working with TCP and IP. Are you understanding?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
IP. Okay, means you can say internet
Yeah.
protocol is IP, which is working with TCP,
With
transport,
TCP.
yeah, transmission
Transport.
control
Yeah.
protocol. Okay,
Okay.
so when we are coming
Mm-hmm.
here, then you say that okay, what is TCP and IP? Okay, so TCP is known as
Mm-hmm.
transmission control protocol, and IP is known as internet protocol. Is a standard protocol used between computers and network devices for communication. Now you will say, okay, then why TCP and IP is working together? Why not separate IP is working? So see here, TCP is used for transporting the data. Like suppose if you want to send some data, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so TCP is like a transport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it will carry the data, but TCP don't know where to go.
Okay.
So who will
This
tell
is clear.
TCP to go?
IP.
IP
Where
will
to go?
locate him. IP is used to locate the device, source and destination. That okay, I am source, Google is destination. Please, you have to go Google. Then
Wow.
TCP will go to Google, and who will tell TCP how to go? See,
Mm-hmm.
IP is telling that I am source, okay, and this is destination, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is destination. So you have to go here, from here source to destination. Okay, so IP has
Mm-hmm.
located the addresses, source to destination, it has to go from like that, and TCP will
Mm-hmm.
carry the data. Okay, TCP will
Mm-hmm.
carry the data, but TCP will carry the data, and who is going to redirect, means like how TCP will go, whether TCP will go like this, TCP will go like this, You know how TCP will follow the map.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now what I was saying here, that if you know that okay, IP has told TCP that okay, please, this is source and this is destination, please take my packet and drop to the destination. So TCP is just
Mm.
a transport, he will go. But how he will go, whether he will go like this, like this, like this and reach here, or he can take some shortest path, how he will know? So this is done by routing protocol. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
TCP, okay, is a transport protocol, but TCP, but IP will, IP is, the use of IP is different, TCP use is different, and the routing
Mm-hmm.
protocol is use is different, but they all are
Mm-hmm.
working together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, understood? No, no doubt.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay,
Very clear. I've understood. Very clear.
now
Yeah.
now when we talk about PC number address, see, PC, see, when we come here, if you'll see, this is a computer name, right? So computer name
Mm-hmm.
can be number and can be some alphabetical numbers also. Are you understanding?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want,
Yes.
you can assign computer name with number, assign computer name with alphabetical numbers, right? But logical address and physical address, right, in that you cannot assign anything by your own. Okay, you have to follow some rules, right? I
Mm-hmm.
cannot give IP address like 500 dot john dot eba dot keba, right? I cannot give like
Mm-hmm.
this. So there are some predefined something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So here is that PC number address. So we have two type of addresses which use number. Which addresses? The logical address and physical addresses. They
Yes.
use, yes, they use numbers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now, but the numbers, when we talk about numbers, okay, like the IP address use decimal numbers, okay, and MAC address use hexadecimal numbers,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and decimal number, you know, from 0 to,
To 10, to 9.
yes, okay, 0 to 9
Yeah.
is your hexadecimal number, okay, and 0, what you say, like
No, decimal is 0 to 9. Hexadecimal start from
yeah, 0 to 9 is
10.
hexadecimal, and sorry, 0 to 9 is
Decimal.
decimal,
Yeah.
and hexadecimal is
Decimal.
0 to 9 and
Hexadecimal. And letters. We have letters
yeah,
too.
A to F.
One. Yeah, two.
Okay, so decimal is 10 and hexadecimal is 16, right?
16, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, IP address, see, for us it is like this. Let me show you again. See, when we come here to assign IP address, so for us it is in decimal, right? We are writing is like
Mm-hmm.
this, but
Mm-hmm.
for for computer they are in bits. So computer understand IP address in bits, and we
Yeah.
human, when we assign IP address, we assign IP addresses like a decimal numbers, right? We cannot assign IP
Mm-hmm.
address like bits, right? Let's say
Yeah.
1111000, we cannot assign like
Zero,
that,
zero,
right?
zero, one plus one thing. Yeah.
Yes. And why it is like that? See, for technical person it is okay, we can assign, okay, we can understand that okay, what is the binary or bits of 10, what is the bits of,
Okay. Yes.
yeah, we can calculate, we can, but for normal people, like if I will ask you, okay, what is your IP address, you will say, okay sir, my IP address is 10.1.1.1, right? It is very easy. But if
Yes.
it is in bits, right? So you will say, okay sir, my IP address is
Mm-hmm.
0000101.0000010. It's very difficult, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why
Yes, we have
computer
to do the
understand.
conversion of the.
Yeah, computer understand the
Mm-hmm.
addresses in bits, but for us it is in decimal numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the question will come that, okay, the decimal number what we are talking, so decimal number can be 9,000 also, 5,000 also, right? So what is the
Mm-hmm.
limitation of the decimal number? So in IP address, okay, in IP address, the decimal number which is reserved, which is 0 to 255, is reserved for IP allocation. So whenever you want to assign any IPv4 IP address, you have to use any number between 0 to 255. You cannot use 256. That is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if
Yeah.
you are using 255 is fine. No problem. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hexadecimal is default attached with the MAC address.
Mm-hmm.
How to check? We have already seen it, right?
Mm.
We have seen how to check get MAC, and we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
seen ipconfig, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now IPv4 addressing. So when we talk about like how IPv4 address look like, okay. So we already know that, okay,
Mm-hmm.
IP addresses use decimal number, and we can only use from 0 to 255. We cannot use more than 255. So if you are saying that, okay, no problem, can you show me? Okay, wait, I think I have closed it. Okay, so if I'm coming here to assign IP address, okay, and if I'm coming here and I'm writing, see, if I'm writing 1 0, no problem. If I'm writing 255, no problem. But if I will write 256, then is the problem.
Mm.
Okay. 256 is not a valid address. But if I will write 300, see, error, 300 is not a valid address. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now IPv4 means IP version 4 address consists of 4 octet. 4 octet means 4 segment. You know, we write IP address
Yeah, yeah,
192.168. So 4 box. Those are known
yeah.
as octet. Okay, so like here what we have seen, okay, when we are talking this IP address, so this 4 box, right, this 4 octet,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
they are octet. So in
yeah.
IPv4 you will find
Another
only
account.
4 octet.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you know that IPv4 is of 32 bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so each octet will have 8 bits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I will tell you that, okay, work with first octet, okay, so first octet will have 8 bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
if I'm telling you to combine both octet, means how many bits you will have?
16. 16
16.
we have.
If you have to work with 3 octet, means how many bits?
24.
24. And 4 octet, 32.
Yes.
Yes, and each octet is separated by
Dot.
dot. An example, when you are talking about example, that, okay, uh, how IPv4 look like. So IPv4 look like this. These are the example of IPv4. IPv4. When we talk about IPv4 address, so example is this one. Okay, it look like this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but if someone is writing like this. Okay, if someone is writing some IP address like 300.10.20.15, is it a correct IP?
No.
No, it's not a correct IP. Right? But if someone is writing like this, 200.150.255.10 or 0. Is it a correct IP or wrong IP?
Is wrong.
This IP is wrong.
Which one?
This second one. This one.
Uh, is wrong.
Why is wrong? Because I said your IP limitation is from 0 to 255. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm using 200, which is between this. 150 is between this. 255 is between this.
Okay. Because I was trying to see where we have only uh okay, okay. It can be class A maybe or
Okay. Those
class
things.
B.
Yeah, we will work on that. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was trying
Okay.
to see.
Now it helps IP address. It helps to identify the computer or a device on a network. These IP address is of 32-bit and divided
Mm-hmm.
into 4 octet, and each octet will have 8 bits.
Wait, yeah.
And the address what we are using in numerical numbers, the range is from 0 to 255.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, same thing what we are talking here okay, IP address is known as internet protocol address. IP address is used to identify a system in the network. We already know any computer in the network will have unique IP address. This also we know. IP address have two version, IPv4 and IPv6. No problem. Right now we are working on IPv4. We will work on IPv6.
Mm-hmm.
IPv4 is of 32-bit address. This we know.
Mm-hmm.
IP addresses used from 0 to 255 numerical number. Okay, this we know. Okay, but this we don't know, the fourth one. IP address is divided into two group, or okay, or two section you can say. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how to know? Like, see, if I'm writing this IP address, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so any IP address, whether it belongs to class A, class B, class C, right?
Mm-hmm.
The IP address has some section. So IP address is divided into two section. One is known as network part, okay, and second one is known as host part. Okay. Now which one is
Mm-hmm.
network part? Which one is host part? Okay. Now see. Now if I will tell you, John, this is my computer address, PC1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I will tell you that please, my address is this one. Please assign address from this network so your computer and my computer can communicate. So PC2 is your computer. Okay, please, can you
Mm-hmm.
take IP address from this network? What IP address you can use? See, 200.150.255.11. Okay, now tell me which IP address is common, okay, or which box is common, or which octet is common and which is not common.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me. We
Yeah.
have 4 octet, right? So PC1 is my PC and PC2 is yours, right? Okay,
Okay.
yes. Now tell me, when we are talking about 4 octet, right? So which
Mm-hmm.
octet is same and which octet is different?
The octet is different. The last one.
The last one, right?
The last one. Yeah.
Yes. So this last one is different. Okay,
The fourth
here also
octet.
this
Yeah.
last one is different. Okay, so the
Mm-hmm.
octet which is common, and that the octet which should be common, okay, for
Mm-hmm.
communication, that is network part, always should be common,
Mm-hmm.
should be same, or you can say common for communication. Okay, same.
Mm-hmm.
And host part always should be different, always different.
Yeah, always different.
Yes, always different. Okay, are you understanding?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very,
Okay,
very clear.
okay, okay. Now, so network part and host part plays a very big role in communication. So whenever I will
Mm-hmm.
tell you that, okay, if I'll give you multiple IP addresses and I will tell you that, okay, can you define or can you find it that do PC1 will communicate to PC2 or not, right? So how you will know that, okay, PC1 will communicate to PC2 or not? Okay, so see what is the key point here. Whenever you want to find whether PC1 and PC2 will communicate or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
have to say that network part must be same. If network
Yeah.
part is different, see, network
Mm-hmm.
part must be same. Okay, network part must be same and host part must be different.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, then your PC will communicate to my PC. But we will see this in practical. Okay, and this we already know that IP address has 4 octet, right?
Yeah.
And each octet is will have 8 bits, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Now we already know that, okay, IP address has two version. Okay, IPv4 and IPv6, right? How
Mm-hmm.
IPv4 look like and how IPv6 look like. Okay, IPv4 is easy. Have you worked on IPv6?
Not. No.
No,
No. No.
okay, no problem. We'll work on IPv6. Now when you will see IP address, you will say that, okay, so this is IPv4. But whenever you will see some IP addresses like this, at least you can say that, yes, this is IPv6 address, right? Okay,
Yes.
so let me open. Okay, see, can you see this address? Okay, so these are
Yes. Yes.
IPv6 address. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and these are IPv4
Before.
address. Okay, so you already know that, okay, when we talk about IPv4 use dot and IPv6 use
Column. Two
column.
column.
Okay, in IPv4, how many octet we have?
We have 4 octet.
4 octet. In
Then
IPv6 we have
we have
8
six
octet.
octet. 8 octet.
Yes.
Like
Okay,
62.
no, 8 octet. Okay, 8 octet
Mm.
total. If you'll count 8 octet, 8. Okay, now in IPv4, in one octet, how many bits was there?
4 bits.
No, in single
Eight
octet,
bit. 8 bit. 8 bit.
8 bit. And in IPv6,
16.
16 bits. Yes. Okay. Same here. See, IPv4 32, IPv6 128. IPv4 use decimal number, IPv6 use hexadecimal number. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll see about prefix. What is that? Okay. See, this number is this one. You cannot count. Okay. IPv4 is
Mm.
around 4.2 billion, and IPv6 is trillion. You cannot finish it. That IPv6. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now IPv4 classification, right? So when we talk about IPv4 address, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
IPv4 address is divided into classes. Okay. That's why it is known as IPv4 classification. Okay. Now when we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about IPv4 decimal number which is from 0 to 255. Those IP addresses
Mm-hmm.
are divided into 5 classes. Okay, so from
Mm-hmm.
0, okay, or you can say from 1 to 126, okay, they have kept in class A. In class B means from 128 to 191, they have kept in class B, and from 192
Mm-hmm.
to 223, they have kept in class C, and 224 to 239, they have kept in class D, and class E they use from 240 to 255. Okay, now as they have separated the decimal number in 5 classes, so they separated the bits also. So total IPv4 use 32-bit. So when class A class A they have given 8-bit to class A to use. Now they gave 16-bit to class B to use, and they have given 24-bit to class C. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
24-bit, and they have given 32-bit to class D. That's why it is used for multicasting purpose. Okay, okay, now we'll come to know these all things, why it is 255, why it is like that. Okay, this you already know about the default subnet mask.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you are talking about the range, that okay, if I'm using class A, class B, class C, class D, these IP addresses, okay, what will be the range, means what IP I can use inside class A, what IP address I can use in class B. So these are the range which has been given here, that whenever you are using, means you can use from 1 to 126. Okay, and whenever you want to identify the class, only first octet will help you to identify the class. Are you understanding?
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Yeah.
that you should identify the class from second octet. No, is wrong. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
only first octet will help you to identify, and with the help of first octet you have to say whether it belongs to class A, B or C, right?
Yes.
Okay, one more thing you can see here, uh, from 1 to 126 is there, 128 is there, all IP is there, but 127 is not there. So 127 is used for loopback
Load
testing.
test.
Yeah, it is reserved for loopback testing, self testing of the line.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay, now explain 8 bit equal to 255. How 8 bit equal to 255? Okay,
When it's one.
yes,
When it's on. When they are on.
yes. Now see, class A, how many bits they have given to class A? 8 bit. That's why it is 8 bit, right? But it is like this for computer is understanding it is in bit, but when you are getting output you are getting the MAC address like 255.0.0.0, right? But how this bit is converted to decimal, we'll see that one. Then we have class B. Okay, class B has 16 bits, that's why we have 8 bit, 8 bit, and always keep in mind you cannot put more than 8 bit inside a single octet. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
those bits can be off or can be on. Okay, there you have only two condition, on or off, and it cannot be
Okay.
more than 8 bit. Same here in
Mm-hmm.
class C, they have given 24 bits. Okay, so whatever bits what you are getting here, right? Okay, those
Mm-hmm.
are network bits. Okay, those are network bits. Now always keep in mind, remember here we were talking about some, Okay, here we were talking about some network part and host part, right? So whenever you
Yeah, yeah.
find any bits on, whenever you find bits as on, means those are
Network part.
network bits, and whenever you find any bits as off, right? So those are
Mm-hmm. Host.
host part. Okay, now tell me how many network part is there in class A? Okay, so here I will write network and how many host part is there in class A?
Only one part.
One.
Class A.
Yeah, how many
Oh, B.
network and how many host?
We have one network and three hosts.
Very good. One network part and three host
And
part.
three. Okay. We
Okay.
have as class B. We have two
Okay. Class
network
B we
part
have
and
two and
host.
okay. Class C,
We have a three network part and one host part.
three network part and one host part. Okay. Okay. Now, which class can accommodate multiple users? Which class will have uh, capacity high,
Class,
like largest capacity to accommodate
class
users? Class A, very good. Class B can accommodate only medium class, and class C can accommodate small, right?
250.
Yes.
250.
So, like your organization, okay, in your organization, you can say, sir, let's use class C because in your organization, you cannot have user more than 255,
Never.
right? So, yes.
Never.
So, yes. So, you cannot say that, okay, let's use class B because class B you will have 65,000 IP address. So what you will do with the 65,000 IP address? You will be wasting it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so now here we have to know how 8 bit equal to 255. Now why 8 bit and 255? See, when we are talking about IP address, see, when we are coming here to assign some IP addresses. So suppose I assigned class A IP address. Okay, so I'm assigning like 10.10.10.10. Okay, what is my subnet mask?
Sorry, can you repeat?
No, what is the subnet mask here? Is default subnet. What is my default subnet mask? I
I
getting my
cannot hear
screen.
you. Yeah.
So what is my default subnet mask? Can you check?
Your default subnet mask here is default it 8.
No, it's yes, but here. Are you getting this? It's written 255.0.0.0, right?
Okay, I can see now.
Yes. But if I'm writing here as 150, right? If I'll write
Mm-hmm.
here instead of 150.10.10.10, then what will be my subnet mask? 255.255. But how it is working? Like, see, each and every classes have bits, okay, and according to those bits, it is calculating the subnet mask. So class A
Yeah, yeah.
uh, is using 8 bit, class B is using 16 bit, and class C is using 24 bits for network segment. So according to that network segment, your subnet mask will be there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we will come to know that, see, 8 bit you have to write like this, right? You have to write 8
Mm-hmm.
bits like this, and then when you count the bits, when I will tell you to count the bits, right? So see, these
Mm-hmm.
bits are what, it is in digital format, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are in digital format. Okay, so what is the base? Okay, see,
Mm-hmm.
when we calculate, like we say decimal is what, 0 to 9, but decimal is of 10 numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so same here also. Binary is what, 0 1 1 0 1 1 1, like that, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
binary
Exactly.
base is what, binary calculation is done via multiplication of 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, now
In power of 2.
Yes. So if I will tell you to calculate something, if I will tell you to count something in digital format, right? So digital format
Mm-hmm.
starts all counting always from 0, right?
Yeah.
Like when we say something, digital counting 0, 1, 2, 3. But when we say analog counting, like, see, we have two type of clock, right? Analog and digital. So in digital you can see 0, but in analog you cannot
Mm-hmm.
see 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So same here also, when we count these 8 bit. Okay, so now I start counting from 0, 0,
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now 2 to the power 7 is how much? Now see, 2 to the power 7, 2 to the
One.
power 6, 2 to the power 5, 4, like that. So if you will calculate all together, so it is
Mm-hmm.
255. Are you understanding? It is 255. That's why, okay, one octet class A subnet mask is 255.0.0.0, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now my
Yes.
question is,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is practical. Okay, so 8 bit equal to how many? What is decimal? 8 bit equal to? No, you
Sorry.
tell me. 8 bit equal to
8 bits equal to the decimal
250,
number 250
right?
55. Yeah.
And how it is 8 bit equal to 255? We have calculated this, right? And we have seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my
Yes.
question is, if 8 bit equal to 255, and then I will tell you, okay, and 8 bit equal to 255 decimal, then 4 bit equal to how many in decimal, or 1 bit equal to how many in decimal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this chart is very much important. This one, see, this is the value of 1 bit, this is 2 bit, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so if I'll tell you 1 bit means how many? 1 bit is how much?
Uh,
128.
128.
Okay, 2
Mm-hmm.
bit, 2 bit means,
64.
no, 64 plus 128
Yeah, 64 plus 128.
is 190.
192.
Yes, very good. Okay, okay, now I have this question. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, now,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now I have written here 1 bit, 2 bit, 3 bit, 4 bit, 5 bit, 6, 7, 8. Please write same like this in your notebook. Okay, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to tell me, okay, 1 bit equal to how much, 2 bit equal to how much. Okay, and if you want, for easy understanding, what I can do, I can paste one some here. 1 second. Control C. Okay, so now here I have given you this chart. This is the first one which is here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this chart will help you to calculate the bits. Okay, so I have already told you, this is bit number 1, this is bit
Bit number.
number 2, this is bit number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that, right? Okay, example, for
Mm-hmm.
example, now what is the value of 1 bit, what is the value of 2 bit, 3 bit, 4 bit, 5 bit, 6 bit, 7 bit, 8 bit? Write in your notebook and send it to me right now. So let me see whether you are working or not. Then we, because other slides are related to this one. Okay,
Okay.
I'm waiting.
I can even tell you just like this.
Come again?
I'm saying I can even tell you just
Okay, okay.
without.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. Tell me.
We have 128.
Okay, very good.
We have 192.
Okay, very good.
We have is it true? I am good.
No, use your phone, use your calculator, no problem. But I need the correct answer.
Yes. 192. Hello?
Yes, tell me. 3 bit 3 bit equal to?
3 equal to 224.
Very good.
224. We have a 240. 240. Four
Okay,
bits equal 240.
okay,
And we have a 248.
okay, very good.
We have two. No, no. We have a 250. 252.
252, very good.
252. We have a 254.
Very good.
And we have 255.
Very good.
The last one.
Okay, fine, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now,
This is good.
yeah, understood?
Yeah, yeah. Very nice. I like it.
Okay. Now we are moving to like this section. Okay, we okay. Now when we are talking about IPv4 classification, okay, so class A is using from A to sorry, from 1 to 126. This already we know,
Mm.
and it use 8 bits, and this is the subnet mask, right? And we already know that in class A we have one network part and three host part. Class B is using from 128 to 191. It used 16 bit, and that's why the subnet mask is like this. And in that subnet mask, two network part and two host part. So this we have already seen, right? Okay. So class A, class B, and class C, these IP addresses are used for computer network. Okay, computer
Mm-hmm.
network means where people use for communication purpose, right? But multicast IP address is not used for normal computer communication. Multicast IP addresses are reserved for protocol communication, service communication. Okay, so we will see that one. We'll see some protocol who use multicast IP addresses.
UDP.
No, RIP use multicast IP address. EIGRP use multicast IP address. Okay, your HSRP, VRRP,
What about
GLVP, these protocols use multicast IP address to communicate. If I am RIP and I want to communicate to you, so RIP use RIP IP address, RIP multicast IP address to broadcast or multicast the information.
okay? What about the UDP? UDP protocol
Yeah, UDP is a protocol.
is for
It has a port number.
okay.
Okay, EIGRP has also port number, number, RIP has also port number. But when EIGRP wants to send some EIGRP message to EIGRP routers, that at that time EIGRP use multicast EIGRP address.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we already came to know that IP address IPv4 have total number of 4.2 billion IP addresses. Okay, and how it look like we have already seen. And IPv4 has two part, network part and host part, right? Okay, and it has 4 octet, and always the last octet address is the host address, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now now we have some addresses. When we talk about IP address, so IP address have some network ID also and broadcast ID also, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so always the first IP address of your network is the network ID, and the last IP address is known as broadcast, right?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yes, this we have already seen. Okay, now when we talk here like IPv4 class, so IPv4 in we normally use class A, B, and C. So when we are using class A, so class A will have one network and three hosts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same here, two network and two host, and in class C, three network and one host. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Now here you have to identify and you have to tell me that these IP addresses what I have written here, these IP addresses belongs to which class? The number one belongs to which class?
The number one belongs to class A. Hello?
Okay,
Class A.
class A, very good. Okay, second one,
Class A.
second is also class A.
No, no. Class. Second one belongs to class. No. Mm, class B.
Very good, class B. Okay, third one,
Third one is class B. Class C.
okay, okay, very good. Okay, and the fourth one,
Class A.
okay, fifth one
Class B.
is C.
C. Sorry.
Okay, number six.
Class B.
Okay, number seven.
Class B. 189. No, class C.
No, it's B.
B is B.
Yeah,
Sorry.
class C starts from 192.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I,
okay,
I've already said class B. Just someone disturbing me here.
okay, okay. Now see, uh, see, remember I told you class A is used for large organization, right? Very large network. Class B
Uh-huh.
is used for medium kind of network, and class C is used for a small network, right?
Yes.
Okay, and D is used for multicasting purpose, and E is still into research and development process. Okay, now the problem will come here. Like, see, if I'm using class A, B, C, right? We already know that, okay, that class A is have 8 bit, class B has 16, and C have 24
24.
bits. Yeah. So when I will tell you that, okay, how many networks will be there, I said that, okay, network part we understood that, okay, uh, it has like class A will have one network part, three host part. Class B will have two network part and two host part, and C will have three network part and one host part. But here someone is asking, like, okay, how many network inside a class A, and how many host will be per network, right? So how,
Yes.
yeah, how you will get the calculation? Okay, so the calculation will come like this. Okay, see how to work. Maybe class is from 0 to 126, right? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 127 is also there, but it is reserved. Okay, now if someone will tell you network and host, means how many network will be there and how many host per network in class A. So default on bit, how many default on bit is there in class A? 8 bit, right?
Yes, 8 bit.
Okay, that's why default subnet mask of class A is like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine, no problem. Now if the question will come that how many networks will be there in class A, so the answer, how to get that one, see the formula. Note, 1 means on and 0 means off. So for finding that how many networks, okay, you have formula this one, 2 to the power on bits equal to
Mm-hmm.
networks. Okay, so how many on bit is there?
One of the
Yeah, how many on bits?
8.
8. But do you think that 8 is on bit?
Only 8.
No. See, I said 0 means off and 1 means on. So see here, this is 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said on bit. So 2 to the power 7. So how many network is there in class A?
128.
128, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now see, 0 to 127 is there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now in this 0 is reserved. 127 is also reserved for loopback IP address. So total valid network is from 1 to 126 networks. Okay, network means the LAN. Okay, LAN of a company. Okay, now the question will come. Okay, you got the network. Now find host. How many host? So the formula is how many host or IP address will be in each network of class A. So as we have 126 networks,
To the power minus 2.
yeah, 2 to the power of bits minus 2. Okay,
Mm.
so number of host IP address per network. So how many of bit is there? 24 of bit is there. Okay, see, 24. So 2 to the power 24 is this one minus 2. So this
Mm.
is the host per network. Now tell me, do you have this 16? I think
Count.
what is 16? What 1 million 16 somethings? Do you have this much of host? No, right?
No.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why class A is used for large organization. Okay. Okay, now if I will give you some questions regarding class B, that okay, find how many hosts like this, okay, and how many, this is for A, but if I'll give you class B, right? Okay, and so your assignment will be for class B and class C. Okay, I will share the assignment with you, that okay, please find how many network will be there in class A and how many host per network will be there in class B and class C. Okay, so complete that assignment, then we will move to another process. Okay. Okay, so complete, let me share the assignments with you. Once you complete, then we will move to another process or another lesson where we can find the IP communication configuration like that. Okay.